Hey everyone, welcome back to 996 The Howl, a late night trade by Bill Armstrong and the Utah Hockey Club. They acquire defenseman Olli Maatta from the Detroit Red Wings. I had the right team, the wrong player. In my Jersey injury video, I put maybe they could look at Detroit. They have a logjam at D. Maybe Justin Howl would be a good veteran presence, but they decided to go with Olli Maatta, probably the better choice, the cheaper choice, and the shorter term on his contract left. Olli Maatta gets paid $3 million this season, and then that's it. He expires, he becomes a UFA, whereas guys like Justin Howl, Liljegren too from the Maple Leafs, I thought they would acquire. They have 2 more years left. So, probably Bill Armstrong is thinking, well, when Dursey and Marino get healthy and we add in this player from the outside, we're going to have a log jam on defense. Maybe we'll have to put someone on waivers. Maybe you lose that player to waivers. What do you do next year when guys like Simishev, maybe in the Roadrunners, Zuber, Duda, Lamoureux, they get full-time jobs. So maybe Bill Armstrong and the organization didn't want a logjam. So they go with an expiring defenseman, 30 years old, Olli Maatta, 6'2", 207 pounds, does not play that physical game. Every word description I saw of Olli Maatta was steady, solid, calm, stability, consistency. He's a defensive defenseman. Yes, even I remember Olli Maatta as a Pittsburgh Penguin. I basically had no idea where he went after that. He's a 2-time Cup champion with the Penguins, along with Utah Hockey Club member Ian Cole. So some chemistry there. But yes, he started his career to become an offensive defenseman along with Chris Letang. A lot of injuries, a lot of years pass. He's 30 years old now, and he's remodeled, changed his game to be that defensive defenseman. Reliable is another word I was seeing. So I agree with this trade. They definitely needed to make a trade. It's a great signal to the fans and to the players that ownership and management, they're not going to just let this losing streak and bad mojo continue. They're going to try and improve the team every day, fix some issues. Now with a veteran defenseman who knows how to play, is confident playing on the defensive side of the puck, maybe add some calmness to the back end. We can sit guys like, Kolyachonok more. Maybe Lamoureux goes back to the Roadrunners, even though I like Lamoureux's game. Maybe we see less of Robert Bertuzzo. You never know. It just gives the coaching staff some options and a reliable defensive defenseman. He averages about 16 to 18 minutes per game. Last season, he averaged close to 1 minute of penalty kill time per game. The season before that, it was more closer to 2 minutes a penalty kill time per game. So we might see him on the PK. The 3rd round pick we gave up for Olli Maatta is for this upcoming draft in the summer in 2025. I personally would have preferred it to be a 2026 pick because it's no secret. This team is going to continue to improve season after season. So this summer's pick is going to be more valuable than the 2026 3rd round pick, because hopefully Utah finishes higher next year than they do this year. As things are looking now, it's a bit grim. Maybe and probably Utah doesn't make the playoffs, whereas next year, probably more likely than this year, they make the playoffs. So this year's pick is more valuable. I would say probably 5 to 10 position difference. Maybe Bill Armstrong doesn't really care about that difference, but to me it just would have been better if it was next year's pick. Detroit gets a good valuable pick for a UFA defenseman. Some stats: he's not an offensive dynamo. He had 18 points in about 72 games played last season. He has almost 700 games played in the NHL, 177 points. An interesting stat, even though I never talk about plus minus, it's a very controversial stat. A lot of people hate it. I mean, it's a very old stat before all these analytics like puck possession, shots for, shots against at 5-on-5 and all that. Those are more descriptive and important and significant, whereas plus minus has kind of gone away. No one really talks about it anymore. But on the Detroit Red Wings last year, he was a plus 14 and led the team in plus minus, Olli Maatta. So he's on the ice more than for goals for his team than he is on goals against his team. That's what plus minus means. So that's a pretty good stat. I mean, I would prefer a player to be high in the plus than low in the minus. I didn't mention it in my 10-game progress report, but Kesselring leads Utah in plus minus at +6, and then Kolyachonok was like -5 or -6 on the lower end. So I like this trade. Hopefully the players galvanize. The leadership group has been talking about, it's unacceptable, this losing streak. It's embarrassing. We're learning. We're going to overcome this adversity. And hopefully Maatta adds some stability on the back end, and we don't need to rely on such young guys like Kolyachonok and Lamoureux. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.